Hey, welcome back, everyone. Here we are for another fine episode 42. The answer is. And before this, we were in Scotland seeing Edinburgh. And previous to that was Naples Island in Southern California. And then before that, we were at the Great Pyramids in Giza. So I don't know if you all see a blockbuster movie from time to time, and sometimes you like cover your ears and eyes because you don't want spoilers. Well, this episode is kind of like that. So if you really want to go to this world wonder, I would like to say, this would be a bit of a spoiler. Really a favorite place of favorite places. Looking down below, you can see just why. So, as you can see, straight on, we are at Angel's Landing Trail. And I just zoomed in here just to take a quick look that we can actually go here. And we kind of can. So, we're just going to explore. I think we're going to work our way upward. And I want to say that there was a town nearby, but that might be further down the river. So let's start down right at the river's edge, and let's try to work our way up towards the top of Angel's Landing itself. So we're in Zion National Park. I want to say it's pretty central Utah. Actually, probably a little bit south west. We'll try to zoom out when we're done. A little bit of a cloudy day here in May. Another interesting destination nearby, which there are many, but probably a little bit more famous than Angel's Landing would be the Narrows. The name says itself, narrow walkways. Both of these I have done, and hopefully someday we'll be able to do the Narrows as well. What's so impressive about this is actually just the colors, the trees, the type of reddish color in the rock. I don't know if it's limestone, but just beautiful trails, so well kept. And this trail in particular looks fairly familiar. I think this is the one I did. You kind of go up a canyon, then along the cliff's edge, and then a bunch of switchbacks. And hopefully we'll see as we get closer. Some funny campers here, or hikers, or a dog after him. Oh, okay, that's the cameraman, of course. And you know what? I'll have to say that even this image is, kind of old. Actually does a really good job showing a bit of the sheerness of how steep these cliffs are. And some of these walkways are pretty steep as well, but this one you can kind of tell it's a nice gradual one. Love this vibrant green tree right here. So let's point north. Interesting. So you can see that the river just carved out this beautiful valley. Love how you have trees right up on the edge here. They'll do things like this and just, I mean, you could spend a lot of time just enjoying how the roots survived into the ground. So looking back on that, so majestic. I mean, it's just, it looks like it's holding back this rock kind of just clamping down. Same with this one over here. It's like, wow. So a lot of time spent there going after that water. This is funny because I think I just realized something. I was here in, I want to say 2013. And I want to say I was here in May, but I was here on a very clear day. No breeze, no wind. This one's clearly overcast, but still very beautiful. But that's actually pretty darn funny, pretty poetic. And just talk a little bit in the different views. So it's nice that you can see the spotted line right up along here. And that looks like the actual trail. So I think the blue line, maybe it's just really hard to get that to map 3D, if you know what I mean. Because this trail, oh yes, this looks very familiar. Kind of preliminary switchbacks. This is when it really starts to get steeper, more steep, and really amazing how well it's carved into the rock and just seems so natural. No railing in some areas, mind you. So when you cross by people, it's like, you know, I'm fine walking by these things by myself, but when I walk by someone else, I'm like, more worried about them falling, so try to be very courteous, not bumping into anybody. And this is one of the last bends before it gets in behind into this back canyon. A little bit of mortar in there, so you got a little bit of you know, railing, which is good. So looking south, back towards, I believe, Arizona, California. See the river there, and it's a good time, I believe, to be in this area. The main thing, especially if you're doing the narrows, not so much here, is rainfall. Especially if it's miles and miles up river. Then, you know, some of these areas are notorious for flash flooding, and you don't want to be caught unawares. This guy keeps following us from behind here. But really nice how it's still smooth, you know. There's no steps. It's pretty steep, but they did such a neat job with the you know, kind of created these little kind of divots. And it is not slick. It is very grippy. And I love seeing things like this along the way. So steep. And this is kind of reminding me of the narrows right here, certain parts. But then you'll have these just majestic little trees, little spires up, looking upwards. I remember grabbing a sandwich in this canyon. Got some shade up in there. It's pretty nice. So we're gonna go in here and view back towards this initial switchbacks. This might get me into an image actually, which is just fine. Wow, it's about how I remember it. Look at that vibrant color rock. Looks like we're skipping quite ahead here. And we'll go with it. Why not? I think this guy back here is kind of, he's either trying to get his claim to fame with the Google Maps, or maybe he works with them. Would make sense. So we really skipped ahead. We missed the switchbacks. It's one of my favorite parts. But we'll see if we can grab some photos of that. So we're up just about towards the top. And this is a great shot. So here we are looking north, upriver. And I remember looking down below. There's actually a road down there, and that's probably a little restroom area. And when you see that might be one up there. You have the buses that take the tourists around, you know, from spot to spot because they just circle around the park. And those things look like little grains of rice down below. You're kind of that high up. So, again, another beautiful, majestic tree. Just look how it's barely hanging into this rock. Makes you think, like, I wonder if this was really more hefty soil and then it just eroded away. Because, like, how would it start on something like that? But it's just amazing how it's just pretty much growing on rock and then it just droops right into whatever might be under there. So very limited, but quite flourishing. Mountain trees amaze me because this terrain does not look easy to survive in, and yet certain things do manage to thrive. All right, so I'm gonna try to see if we can look at these switchbacks here. Kind of zoom in. That's nice. Wow, this is incredible. I can't believe how much I'm able to scroll into it. That's pretty good. Whoa, check that out. I'm like on the trail. Kind of. Can I pivot around it? Whoa, check that out. Yeah. And this is very surreal to kind of look back in here because I always wondered what was further up into here. Now I kind of cheating. I'm able to see it from a whole new angle. Yes, and now I know. It's interesting how it split and it sheared off and it carved these two like canyon valleys, and then this ridge line just survived and it dipped down into this other one. Wow, that is amazing. So I would love to hear any of your comments about what your experiences were like, if any of you have been here, or your thoughts about going here. All right. Load in, picture. Help me. Help me. I'm sure it's still loading in. Is it high res? Oh, wow. Sure is. Whew. So that's where we're looking from. And now that we're on the switchback, yeah. So we're like pretty much right in the middle, which is, you know, props to this photographer to take it here. And love the stonework. So well done. And then, you know, they bring in this concrete and create this just awesome trail. I remember running up it quite a bit and felt like a little kid. And then running down it, a lot of fun. And then you have these ledges here that you can actually kind of walk out to if you want. I can't remember if I did, but I remember grabbing a snack and just, you kind of want to stop so often. And I get another great tree here. What fun. Beautifully done. So that's wonderful to see that. I'm not sure what those are. I don't think there's restrooms up here. Maybe there was. Let's see if we can... Because you know that the trail really doesn't take you that long. I mean, it's like maybe, 2-3 hours round trip. I want to say that this was on the approach to the switchbacks. Is that at the top? I don't think so. So maybe there's another trail that just keeps going up here. Let's check it out. I love the being up on top of these things because you do have actually a lot of, I think there's squirrels or chipmunks. Okay, that's pretty neat. Looking back towards a beautiful skyline. Angel's Landing straight ahead. And when you're up there, the name is just so very well placed. So I encourage you all just to check out this map program and you know, Google Maps. Take a look around. Plan your next vacation here. You definitely got to do it. This is up there with Machu Picchu on one of my all-time favorites. Kind of losing my bearings a bit. Switch it north. That's south. That's north. 2D view is so impressive in this area. All right, so now let's get towards the top. Actually, we're gonna get a little bit close first because this trail leading up to it was, oh, we're on the switchbacks again. What a tease. This area right here in the middle, that it's not for the faint of heart of people who, you know, are afraid of heights. It is very narrow. They do have these chains that help keep you on it, and you don't want to rush it. You definitely want to be patient. I remember sitting down here. This was a really nice area, and I loved this branch. Hanging out right there. So that's where we are. Going along the steep part. So many cool photos to check out. Nice. I think we're at the end of it. The steep part proper. Because that's the lower landing. This is like the upper landing. And looking north. Woo-wee. Wow, yeah. So breathtaking. Love the river. You know, I just got this really minimal road down there, and it's funny. It's funny how the noise will carry up. You know, if you hear a motorcycle, other than that, it is just really nice and quiet. You can't even hear these buses. See, it's like a little grain of rice, and yeah, the whistling of the wind through the trees. But this looks like a beautiful windless day. So I love these sweeping switchbacks in here, and looking north. So what I'd like to do is conclude the show with a shot just on the other edge, perhaps where that person is. Yes. Oh yeah. So that's this, you know, right over that ledge. It's pretty down there. It's pretty steep. What a great shot. So looks like a evening photo. November of all of them. These tiny little monuments. I call them shepherd's monuments, but usually those are much more impressive. I usually don't like seeing these too much in some places. Sometimes they're kind of like, all right, yeah, you were here, that's cool. But it's better than them marking up the rocks. The only rock that's been marked up that, you know, it's probably okay is when they did it somewhere like Samuel Hearn in Canada. So that one's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll be able to do an episode on that someday. See if we get another shot from this area of the hilltop. So many to choose from. Woo! Wow. Looks almost like it's during a Snow flurry. Find a couple here. Join their time. Looks like a lot of people. Yeah, so snow flurries. Wow. That is wild. I'm glad I picked this photo because, now we can see what it's like in November. And people got a little bit of winter gear on. You can tell it's not too cold. I mean, hey, it is snowing, but, people don't look too bundled up. I mean, these people are like right on the edge. It's interesting to look this way because I never really noticed, now that these trees have probably taken to winter, I never noticed looks like this road line or trail back over there to the east. What fun. All right. So, as always, my friends, thanks for tuning in. That's been a fun time at Angel's Landing over here at Zion National Park, Utah. And I highly, highly encourage all of you to check it out someday. Let me know your thoughts about other places you would like to see. And if you've been to any of these destinations, let me know your thoughts as well. And as always, my friends, thank you so much. Be well, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.